The next component we are going to be looking at is the strategic objectives, critical success factors, and KPIs. Again, a fairly straightforward set of concepts, but very important, very critical, no doubt about it. Objectives is really the translation of the mission that we looked at earlier. The translation of the mission into a more detailed version, right? You break it down into what we generally call SMART. So specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound, etc. So that's objectives. So what you do is you have your vision, but that is just your long-term idea, your long-term goal. But you have the mission, which is more practical, which is more time-bound, but a broader concept. But then what you do is you take that mission and you break it down into smart objectives. Now, how do you actually achieve the objectives? That is where the critical success factors come in. Critical success factors are essentially those things that you have to do well, those functions, those skills, or whatever, right? It could be in terms of resource management, it could be in terms of the skills that you recruit in whatever area, those things that are critical for the success of the company. And by success of the company, we mean the achievement of the mission and objectives. So, what are those factors that will help you achieve your objectives, your goals, your mission? Those factors are what you call critical success factors. And if you really think about a breakdown, there are few ways you can break it down. One of these is shown here, the classification of critical success factors. It could be internal versus external, or monitoring versus building. So internal versus external essentially means that you're looking at factors within the company versus factors outside the company, or outside the company's control. Really just internal versus macro and industrial forces, etc. Because there can be factors that you don't have control over, but directly contribute to the performance of your company. So then ultimately they do become a critical success factor. The other breakdown is the monitoring versus building, which is basically monitoring factors are ongoing factors, right? Factors that you currently have implemented, and you need to keep monitoring them, keep controlling them in a way that is beneficial for you. Building factors are more forward looking. It's the factors that are futuristic, that you want to stay. If you do want to stay ahead of the curve, stay on top of your game, then what are the factors that will help you achieve that? So that is what we refer to as the building factors. You can take a look at that. Additional explanations provided here. All right. So from where can we source? Where can we really extract critical success factors? There are 5 primary sources that are given to you in the syllabus: the structure of the industry, competitive strategy, industry position, and the geographic location, environmental factors, temporary factors, and functional managerial position. Overall, I know that these may seem somewhat vague, but you're really just breaking down the different places where you might find factors that can influence your performance. For example, environmental factors, very straightforward, right? It's about all those elements about your macro environment, your micro environment, that can have a direct relationship with your performance. If you take something like functional managerial position, it's essentially the people element. It's about how the people perform, how the managerial, or rather how the managers and how the people that you've put in place to ensure that functionality is ongoing and is optimal. How exactly does that work? Extracting metrics, understanding elements within that scope to see what about our people are so critical for us to do well. So there might be a skill, there might be a competency that is very critical for you or for the success of the company, that you might pinpoint and identify as a critical success factor. um, and then finally, KPIs, key performance indicators. This is just very straightforward, performance indicators. So earlier we talked about performance measures, KPIs are just performance measures, right? It's what you measure. I already told you that your performance measures have a lot of things. There has to be a lot of important qualities about the measures that will make them relevant and that will make them effective. So your KPIs fundamentally have to be effective, and relevant, of course. And you can come up with KPIs in any way you want, right? There's really no exact science, because what works for each company depends on its culture, depends on what it wants to achieve, depends on the kind of leadership the company has, etc. So you can really think about it. But overall, you want to, if you're looking at KPIs from a broader perspective, from a corporate umbrella perspective, then you want to ensure that your KPIs cover everything. It covers internal, it covers external, it covers financial, it covers non-financial, it covers leadership, it covers the lower levels, it covers strategic, tactical, operational, it covers the planning aspect, it covers the controlling aspect, all of that. So if you're really broadly looking at it, you want to measure the right things at the right time in the best possible manner. So that's objectives, CSFs, and KPIs. They play a big role in performance management of a company. And we will move. I'll see you in a different segment. Thank you so much.